Hello friends, welcome to tutorial Ace. In this video I am going to show you how to do CRUD operation or insert, update, delete using JSP, Servlets and PHP and MySQL, not PHP actually. So in the backend we will be using Servlet, Java, and in the front end we will be using JSP. So step by step I will show you how you can create complete CRUD operation. So this is very important because if you want to learn Servlet or this kind of any Java to EE, then this will be very helpful for you. So these are the steps which we are going to follow. The first one is we will create new project, and after that we will install MySQL and MySQL connector. These two things we are going to do. So let's see how to do. I expect that you have already installed NetBeans. In my case it's already installed, so just I've opened it. And now what you have to do, create new project. Okay, just click on this, then after this web application, next, and then we will put a name here, Servlet, CRUD, or whatever name we want to give. So it's getting configured, so let's wait. Okay, so we will name it as Servlet CRUD. Servlet CRUD. And then next, in here we will have to select server, right? So in the server we will select here Apache Tomcat, that is next. So first thing we have to download Apache Tomcat. So go to Google, and here download Apache Tomcat. So we will download it as installer, this one, or we can download this zip file as well, this. But this is version 9, so because the current one is version 10, we will download version 10. 11 is in beta, so we are not going to use beta. We will use this one, Windows zip. If you want to use Java Jakarta, not Java X, in that case you would have to use this version 10. Now it's getting downloaded. Okay, now download is successful. Let's go to folder, and then I will unzip it. Just copy, and then I put it into any folder. So say in C drive I put it as Tomcat. There is no folder called Tomcat, so I create just here and Tomcat. Inside this I'll just paste it, and then we have to take this path, or I think this one should be enough. Let's go here and put here into the browser, or we can go to here and open as well. Now username, I'm just putting here admin and admin, that's it. Now we will finish it. So the server is selected now, Apache Tomcat, and now finish. So let's try and check if the server is running or not. So what we will do, let's go to here. The project is created, as you can see. So you have to click on web pages. After that you can see there is one file, HTML file, index. Now right click on this, and so double click on this index.html, and then right click on this and run file. We will see if the server is starting properly and running or not. Once this is done, then we will go for further. Yeah, you can see it is successfully running. So the next step we will follow, and that is this one. We will have to download and install MySQL. So this is the current version of MySQL. By the time this video is recorded, maybe by the time you are seeing, this might have changed. So you can download from here the latest version. Since this is Windows, so what I'm going to do, just I'm going to download any one of these. So the first one I will download. Let me check if MySQL is installed in this one or not. Yeah. So guys, MySQL is already installed actually in my computer. In case it is not installed, then you can download from here and install. So you just have to click on no thanks. You don't have to register. Automatically it will start downloading. Once this is downloaded, then you can start installation. It's straightforward, so there is not much complex thing in this. Since it's already installed, so I'm not going to install this. So I'm just clicking on no. So once this is installed, the next step will be to download and install connector. The connector is required to connect with Java and MySQL. There is third party bridge. So just click on this and then we will download this connector. J is the version and operating system is already no, actually we have to write here MySQL for Windows JDBC connector. Yeah, it's Windows. You can see it's already so. Let me update this one. Okay, I've updated path. Alright, so now Windows installer, this is MSI. I will click on this and download once again. And then this connector, next, accept, next, and I think it's already installed in my laptop, that's why it's showing. You have to install here, as you can see, ODBC, Object Database Connectivity, the full form is ODBC. Now successfully installed. So the step number 2 is already successful. Now the next step will be to check dependencies in pom.xml. So where you can find that, just click on this and then projects, files, and then pom.xml you can check. So dependencies, under dependency currently there is Jakarta platform and this. So for newer thing we need, this one is already there. So what we need, you can see here MySQL connector and other things is MySQL as well. So both these two things we have to connect. So what is this pom.xml? Actually package manager. Okay, this dependency, just I replace this. This is package manager, which automatically, you can see here, downloads the required file, the jar file. Okay, so where you can see that inside dependencies, if you click, then you can see a lot of jar file is successfully being downloaded and installed here. Alright, that is why we are saying here that MySQL and MySQL connector, both, this is the MySQL version and this is connector version, connector. So both these things we are installing. And what is this? This one is for JSTL, which we are use in JSP. For that, this one is we are using. Okay. Now, so this one is done. Now we can close it. And the next step will be, just close it. Next step will be to go to source package, and here we will create few files. So the first thing is package. We need to create package. Let's go to the document and follow. Yeah, the next step will be to create database. How you can create that? Open here MySQL. So you can see MySQL workbench, and then we have to log in here. Just click on this, and you can go inside this. Now schema, you can check, right click on this and then create schema, MySQL DB, apply, apply, finish. That's it. Database created here by SQL. Now the next task will be to create table. Okay. Inside the table, what we need actually, these are the fields name. So ID, the first thing is ID. Primary key will be, and the name will be ID, and then it will be not null and auto increment AI. It's not actually AI, artificial intelligence. This is auto increment. The next thing is name, email, password, and country. Name, email, password, and country. And now click on apply, and finish. The table is created. That's it. Now we don't have to do anything here. So let's minimize it. And now we have to create few folders. The first folder that means packages. We will create it here, model package, then now database access object, and then servlet. 3 folders we are going to create, and inside that we will be creating files. So how we will create the packages? Let's go here, right click on this here, source package, new, then you can see here package. Okay, so first one will be model, and then finish. Next one will be package, now finish, and then the third one will be servlet. It is servlet, yes, servlet. So we have created 3 packages, that means folder. Inside these packages we will create files. So inside model, why do we need this model actually? Model is for maintaining data integrity. Okay, let's go here and check the model file. This is the model file. Create student class. So it will be basically model is nothing but a class. Okay, so inside the class you can see here student, the field's name we are providing here. Okay, so let's copy this whole thing. I will explain that how this works. Just copy this and then paste into our, but the file name will be student. So is it capital or small? We have to check that. Student, the class name is student, that is capital. So let's go here and then model, inside this new file, not file, right click and then new class, Java class. So name will be student. Oh, basically not in the this one model, actually inside it will be model. Okay, so here we have created this model. Now let's do one thing. Just I'll copy and paste whole things. Now I'll explain that how this works. This is nothing but the class name, and these are the properties, that means the field name what we have provided in the database. This is the property field name. And what is this? This is constructor. Why? Because you can see the class name is student, the same name is here, and we are passing these as parameter, and here we are getting the value, this.id, this.name. This means the class name. So rather than writing student.id, student.name, we are just writing here this.id not that. Now this is getter and setter. This one is getter and setter. You can see get int id and return id, set. We will be using this in our Java file. Okay, so that means what? The data will be sent from JSP to our database. So that will be setter, and when the data is being fetched from database and taking into our application, that is called getter. So this will work as two in one. See, taking the data and sending the data, and this one is for printing the data. This is not required, but if you want to see whether the query is running or not, to check this, you can use this one. Okay, so you can see here each one has pair. This one is setter and this one is getter. Okay, so total there are 2 query. That means this is for get, this is for set, getting, setting, getting, getter, setter. You can see all the fields here. Now the next task will be to create Java file, and Java file is mainly responsible for database connection and operation, select, query, etc. So the next task will be, guys, I know that each line I should have written here line to line, like okay, private int id, string id, name and all, but you can see and you can understand the video will be very long, and as you know that regularly I record different kind of videos, so I will explain that how that works. Actually, I'm not writing line to line code to as a other YouTuber and developer write, but the main thing is you should understand about this code, not just copying pasting. Okay, so as I explained you, this one is for getting from database to our file, and this one is for setting, means sending to database. So in short, alright. So now the next task will be, we have created the model. So the question is, why we are creating model? What is the need of this? The need of this is because if any developer mistakenly tries to skip country, then it will throw error that okay, you cannot skip country. Similarly, if the user try to skip name, or rather than and inside the name we are passing the value to name, if the user tries to put integer value, then it will throw error. So this is a kind of model, this is a kind of prototype which the programmers must follow. Okay, now the next task will be to create Java file. Okay, new, and then once again it will be Java class. So let's see what is the file name, so that it is symmetric. Student Java, student, as you can see, data access object. Okay, now click on finish. So this file is also created. We will copy from here, and I'll explain you that how this works. Okay, let's start from here. This is the database connection. Okay, so here will be 6, not 8. 6, and normally the user is root and password is blank for localhost. So let's see whether it connects or not. And this is our database name which we had created here, right? So if you go to server, the server status, you can see here it is displaying. This is the port ID and other details you can find here. Currently it is running. Okay, so now this is, and here we are writing the class private static connection get connection, and after this class for name you have to write this and com.cj.jdbc driver. If you remember, we had downloaded connector, so here through this driver we are connecting to MySQL. If there is an error, then it will throw error, or else everything is fine. Now what we will do here, this function we are creating list, okay, static list, and where the data type is model. That means the model what we have created already, this we are passing here, and this is the function, user defined function get all throw exception. If there is any error, then it will throw exception. Now list student, that means what, we are creating an object here of this array list class. And finally what we are doing, string query select star from students. So let's see one thing, if the table name is students or what. Oh, the new table, it must be students. Apply, then finish. Yeah, now the table name is student. Okay, right. we are selecting from students, and finally this is the connection, the statement, connection dot create a statement, and result set means whatever data it will come, it will hold inside this object of result set class. And finally this one I have written here so that you can see if the query is running or not. And finally rs.next student new student. In here the while loop is running, so suppose there are 5 records, 6 records, all the records it will display here. Currently I am not going to discuss about this get student. First focus on this function only. Alright, so now what we will do, we will create now let's create servlet file, this one. Let's go to the document and then teach student servlet. Right click on this and then next Java class student servlet, no space, then finish. And here is the student servlet. This is the actual file which will interact with our JSP file. So don't worry if you are seeing this lot of code, I'll explain you line to line. Okay? Just copy paste here. I will explain you line to line that how this works. Okay, this one is also done. Alright, so now let's focus on servlet. In the servlet, this is the path, student path, okay? URL actually. And then this is the function what we have created. So process request here and then action request whatever is there. Now it will check whether it is null, then it will call list students, that means this function. And list student what we is calling, this is calling from DAO file, and finally the data is being stored here inside student. It checks if it is null, then it will show there is no any record, or else it will show total size, means how many records it has been found. This is not mandatory, you can comment it as well. This is for debugging purpose. Next is request.set attribute, then student list students. That means what? Whatever data is being fetched from the database, then it is stored here. And finally, we are exporting to JSP file using this name. And finally, what we are doing, this one is also for debugging purpose. The actual thing is student list.jsp. We are sending the data to student list.jsp. Okay, so far now let's check. But before that, we have to create this student list.jsp inside our this file. So right click on this and then we will create here JSP file. Student list.jsp. Finish. And then whatever data we have fetched into our servlet file, we will call here. So let's check. And then student list. Just we will call it. This is JSP file and paste it to here. Okay, now let's understand. We are using this JSTL file. There are two things. First, we are calling model from student model file from this one, and we are also calling Java list for generating the list, and this is JSTL, that means the template language for JSP file. In here you can see this student list. Where is this coming from? This student list is coming from, if you see the servlet file, then we had set here here, this is student list, line number 69. We had named it as student list. So exactly whatever name you put here, same name you will have to put here. Student list, then student ID, name, email, and etc. So all the fields we are calling here. And similarly, we are calling here student edit, then ID we are passing. For deleting, it will ask for confirmation. This file is not required. So let's remove this. So So guys, so far, once again I will repeat everything, but before we proceed ahead, let's see the action. So what we have to do, let's go to this servlet file and right click on this and then run this file. Hit save. Run file. Okay, so there is some problem. It says access denied for database, means database connect, there is database connection error. I have to check what is the password actually. Okay, so looks like it is admin, the device. So let me change here the password. Now file na here root and the password is admin. Save it. Once again I'll try to run this. Run file. Yes, so guys, you can see successfully the file is run. Add student not found. Okay, this add student we have actually not created, that's why it's showing. What we will do directly, we will add some data here. Okay, and then directly let's add here, say ID is 1 and then username, name Rajesh, email something, .com, password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and country India. Now apply, then apply, finish. Okay. Now try to refresh and check if the data is coming or not. So guys, successfully you can see the data is coming here. Now the next task will be for creating this student form.jsp. Project structure, then right click on here and then JSP file student, put the name here, name is student form.jsp. Finish. Okay, now copy this and paste here. Okay, so what it is doing, set attribute if null, means that means what, edit and add, both this is working as 2-in-1. Okay, if the value is there inside edit, then it will show filled or else it will show blank. For example, if you go here and then refresh, I'll try to add here. Password 2 3 4 3 add. So guys, you can see the data is getting successfully added here. If you want to edit, say Rajesh, I'll change it as Rajnish, try to update, then there is some error here in editing, but we will check. But as you can see, add and delete one is also working. If you refresh and then try to delete, though the data is being updated, because you can see data got updated but redirection was wrong, so I will check that. But if you want to delete, the data is also successfully deleting. Actually it is, there is a path mistake which I will check. Okay, so in the update text what we have done here, you can see we have redirected to so response dot send redirect to get context path and where our this URL. Similarly, for after deleting we are sending response.send redirect to get contact path and finally student. So now let's try to add, update and delete. So two fields are added. Now let's try to delete first one. Successfully deleted. Now try to edit this one. Update. You can see now it's successfully updated. So now let's recap the whole code, what we have done so far. Let's go to the code and let's open the project here, this one. We have created two files actually here. Student form, which is very straightforward. You can see what we are doing here. It is checking if the mode is edit, then it will show. If student is not null, that means if there is student ID in edit format, in that case it will be edit student, or else it will show add a student. So if you go here, then you can see what it is showing here, student list. Here you can see add a student, but the form is same, and when I click on edit, the form is same, then it is showing edit to student. So how it is coming? Based on the ID here, you can see. So it is checking if there is student, that means if it is in edit mode, then it will show edit student, or else it will show add a student. Understand? Now action, method, post, it is very simple. Now what we are doing, input type hidden, action, request student, then null, insert update, same thing here. There are two modes. Either it can be if there is null, that means when we are inserting, then it will be insert, or it will be update. So why we are writing this thing? We can do one thing. We can create, edit another file and add another file, so there will be no confusion for beginners. Let me do that. So I'll remove everything and just put here add. There is no confusion at all. Student form. Okay, so this will be basically for adding, and for editing we will create another file called edit student. This is easier. In edit section, what it will do, input type hidden, action is equal to update, right? And here we are getting ID, name, email, get password, everything we are getting here, right? So now we have to make changes into our servlet file here. So while updating, while editing actually, so update. So there will be edit student. Okay, that's it. Now let's try to run it. Now try to add one more. Say password. Let's put anything here. Now add is working perfectly. When I try to edit, then it should go to edit a student. Yes, so you can see now this is edit. When I click on update, so successfully it is getting updated. So for your convenience, what we have done, we have separated it. That means we have created edit separately so that it will be easier to understand. Because so why we are passing this hidden thing? Because if you check here inside servlet file, there is switch case. When it checks it is edit, then it will load edit form. So where is this edit form? Here below. When it will check it is insert, then it will insert here insert form. So what is insert? Request.get parameter means name, email, password, country, everything is getting here, and we are creating an object of this model, and the new student name, email and password we are passing here. So you might have a question, why this 0 is because id is auto increment, that is why we are putting here id 0. That means the id will be taking automatically. And where is this student? This is our model name, right? And finally student DAO, then insert student, new student, this one. So how this is working? Actually it is taking help of this student, but actual operation is being performed inside our DAO file. Means here if you check here, insert, where is that? Yeah, insert statement. So everything is passing here, and finally this function only we are calling inside our servlet file. The actual insertion is being done here. You can see here set string student get name, student name is taken here, and then it is setting here. That means it is preparing the statement, and finally it is being executed here or updated. Same thing is happening here, id and all that, but the main difference is here you can see set int. That means here it is checking the id, and based on that it is getting updated, because you can see here where condition is id blank here, but in this case there are only 4 because directly it is getting inserted. It is getting inserted, updated, but based on the id, means the id what we are providing here, this is student id. Based on the student id the data is getting updated. And in the delete it is very simple, only id is being passed here, set int id, so it checks the id and it deletes the database. So for each function there is corresponding function inside our servlet file, delete student, and this is delete student what is doing here. So how the connection is, the JSP file connection is the connection of JSP is connected to servlet file, and servlet is connected to DAO file, and DAO file and servlet both are connected to our model file. So this is how this works. These are two are not required because our function we are calling differently, so we can delete this. So guys, this whole file I'll upload on GitHub, so you can download from there and you can check. So hope you understand that how the whole thing works. In case if you have queries and questions, then don't forget to write into the comment box. Thank you.